That's right. All right, man. Hey, I've been waiting a couple days to say this. We're back. We're back.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You know who it is. It's your boy Sean Spencer. Whatever that dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. You see who it is with me, my guy, Miss South Carolina's finest, Will Kramer. Will, what's up, man?
Happy post-game victory pod.
Let's go.
This is the first in Washington Football Weekly history.
That's right.
We're breaking ground right now, buddy.
Let's go.
But with a game like that, you have to get on and talk to somebody. Kat doesn't want to hear what you have to say. I showed Trisha the play. She goes, wow, but that's about it. She doesn't want to hear what I have to say. So I'm so glad we get to jump on here and talk. We might be beating some of the local DC journalists with their post-game pods. Where are you at, JP Finley? Is yours up yet?
Come on, because here we go, right here, right now. And it was not easy, but it doesn't matter if it's by an inch or if it's by a mile. You get the W, ladies and gentlemen, and this is now 3 in a row.
3-game winning streak, and guess what? We still may be in the cellar of the NFC Beast, but we are not below 500.
That is true.
That is a beast of a division.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Washington gets the W, coming back in dramatic fashion to beat the Indianapolis Colts 17-16. Woo! I'm going to tell you, Will. This was a range of emotions for me today, because in the beginning, I'm just sitting here like, what are we doing? We can't do anything out there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, see, and I took the roller coaster of emotions. You were on roller coasters today. So, you know, that feeling there. So I started off feeling like really good. Like, yeah, it was ugly in the first quarter, but we got a touchdown, you know, and I was sitting there. My baby was crawling around, and he was right there. And I sung Hail to the Redskins to him, and he was smiling and having a good time. And I thought, okay, ball control offense, short passes. Heineke's not trying to lose the game. He's staying within himself. We're going to be good. And then at the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter, maybe even less than that, I'm texting Sean Tate, hey, man, your boy better be ready. Sam Howell better be ready, because we're turning to him soon. This is over. This is embarrassing. Like gloom. So then all of a sudden, I saw the catch by Terry, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yo, you are absolutely right, because I'm not going to lie. Like you said, 7-3, we're up. 7-6, we're holding them, and a defense we'll talk about a little bit, but it's just kind of like I texted you, I was like, 14 points is going to win this game. You know what I mean? It ended up being 17, but I was like, there's nothing that they're doing that's giving us real trouble. It's us. We are making the mistakes. We are the ones who are putting this in. And for 3 quarters, I mean, Taylor was terrible. It was rough.
That was a terrible football game to watch.
Right.
That was a terrible football game.
And I don't know, I'm telling you, when they went up, what was 16 to 7, right?
7. Yeah, it's over.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to put it out there. I didn't want to say anything, but I was just sitting here with the way that he's playing. What in the world? But there was something in the back of my mind, Will. I will be very honest with you. There was something in the back of my mind that says, Could he get away with playing crappy the entire game because our defense is playing out of their minds? And then could he pull something out of his hat? I did. And then I remember you with your shirt doing this. And I was like, could he do it? And then Will, 2 drives, not just one. People would say that game-winning drive. It was the drive before where we went for it on 4th down. It was a drive before where we, it was on him to make that pass. It was on him to make the play. I think at one point, even the announcer was like, this is it. This is the right now. You have to have it moment. And, he's got to make it happen. And he absolutely did, Will. But Woo! Did he make me sweat, man? Talk to me about your boy, man, because he did save the day.
All he does is win, win, win. I mean, what can I say? I'll tell you this. You want to know the honest truth? I'm done with the Taylor Heinicke experiment.
Oh, what?
I am. He is so much fun in the end, but the during the games, it's just too much. You know, it's a look at it. Dallas scored 49 points.
Yeah.
Philly put up last time I saw they had 28 on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We put up 17 on Indy. Yeah. Granted, Indy's defense is pretty good. Gus Bradley is a great defensive coordinator. So we overshot our score predictions big time.
Yeah.
But our offense was pathetic today.
Yeah.
Right. You said it when we were looking at the stats. Our leading rusher was a quarterback and the high was a wide receiver, which now those were nice moves by Samuel. Those were good calls. But we need something better than that. Our wide receiver Terry had 6 catches, over 100 yards, a touchdown, which on the stat sheet looks really good. But everything was in that garbage time of the last 2 drives, basically, for the most part. So it's like it was not pretty. It was not efficient. It was not quality NFL-like offense today. It was terrible.
It was rough. It was rough. But when we absolutely had to have it, the last 2 drives down 16-7, Taylor does enough on the first drive to get us in field goal range, gets the field goal to bring it 16-10. And then when we had an opportunity with about a little over 2 minutes left, I was sitting there saying, I wanted to text you. I was going to say 17-16.
Oh.
Like I was just going to throw it out there and say, this is what it's going to be. And just see. But I was like, you know what? I'm not jinxing myself. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not putting it out. But I felt, I don't want to sit here and say a calm came over me, but I definitely felt like if there was a time when he shines, and we know this, and we have repeated examples of this happening, it was at the end of the game. That last drive, we were met with 2 4th downs on that drive, and he still was able to continue to do it and hit people when he needed to. But like you said, that the clock management, we'll get into that, was atrocious at both halves. And when it came to a right now moment, I felt like what you and I talked about a week ago, where he was like, if ever I see Terry one-on-one, there's no question. I'm going to give him that opportunity. And then knowing the backstory, Terry playing in 3 state titles in that building, Terry playing games and having big games in that building. And I'm home, him catching it and on Stephon Gilmore. Oh, when I heard that he was there covering him, I was like, oh, what are you going to say now? I mean, short of Patrick Ramsey, short of Jalen Ramsey, you know what I mean? This is one of the top tier corners. And Terry they were fighting for that ball. Terry ripped the ball away, made that play, stood up and just, woo, man.
Yeah.
Heinicke let us down. Talk to me about your boy and all that surrounded him on that last drive.
So it's wild that you said you just had this thought, Sean, because I did something that I actually wrote to you, and I did the opposite. I said, hey, man, I'm signing off. I've paused the game. I'm going to go. It's bath and bedtime for the kids, and so I'll be back at 7:30. I brought the iPad up with me, and I sat there listening and watching when I could while giving both boys baths. Because something I'm like, I got to see this. And I've done this before where I usually pause it and I come back. I can remember the Thanksgiving game at Dallas a couple of years ago. So I watched it from 7:15 on, and saw all the glory of the second half. But this one I just had to watch because something I don't know, I just had to see it. It was like, and I still didn't believe when it was 16-10 that we had a chance because it's like, when do we ever do this? This happens to us, against us. This doesn't happen for us. I actually got to, the announcer said one thing he does, if he's going to miss low. On that 3rd down throw to McKissick, I'm going to give Taylor Heinicke credit before the field goal, where I almost feel like he saw we're not going to get any yardage. I'm just going to ground the ball, stop the clock, and kick a field goal because McKissick would not have gotten anything. So we would have just been rolling the clock there. So we got to 16-10. And I can't tell you at all that when he threw that ball up in the air that I thought there was a prayer shot of that coming down as a reception. I just saw him throw it. And I went, oh no.
Right.
Like I did. And then all of a sudden I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
I was looking, I said, did we? Because I think we were out there at that point. We were putting Patrick in his pajamas, so Trisha was actually out, and I went, "Did he just catch the ball?" Like I was shocked. And so I was like, "Hey, can you take a toothbrush and do it his hair?" And I gotta watch this.
Right,
you know, like I just had to abandon all responsibilities because that was just nuts, you know.
Yeah.
But. Oh. I mean, it's great that he recognizes individual coverage and says, I'm going to give Terry a shot. But, man, it's wishful thinking.
Right,
It's not effective offense. It's just wishful thinking.
It's this right here. Mm-hmm. Just kind of sitting here looking like, oh, okay. And look, you can't win all of those. You know, it's great that you have these opportunities. He had the right plays a week ago. He had the right plays today. He was successful. I'm glad. But you can't win that way always. No. And he makes those mistakes early in the game that it just makes you want to throw, your controller to the TV screen. What's up, Andrew? Oh, hey, you did. You said we were going to get the job done. Hey. It took all 60 minutes to get that job done.
It literally did.
Oh my goodness.
Well, when he threw that interception, I think I wrote to Sean Tate this, and I said, this is why we got to get Sam Howell ready to go. Carson, I'm like, Carson, there's no need to go back to Carson now. Just play for the future and see what this guy's got. Because I was like, Taylor is not going to learn from his mistakes at this point. Yeah. That interception, he didn't step into it. His arm, I think it might have gotten hit, but it was just a horrible decision. It's like, he's not going to overcome these. He's done it 2 games in a row after telling everyone, well, I learned a lot from last year, so I don't want to make the same mistakes I made. Well, you're making them again.
Yeah.
So it's like this roller coaster that he's going to be on. It's like, so I am like, I'm over the Taylor Heinicke experiment. Let's get 2 more games in. Carson Wentz, man, if we're 5-5, hopefully 5-5, and you're eligible to come back. We got to do this again. Yeah. Maybe we got a better offensive line working now and we can really evaluate. But I love Heinicke. He's fun, but I'm over the Taylor Heinicke experience.
Too much to watch.
Too much.
It's painful, and like you alluded to earlier, I went on roller coasters. I went on 4 or 5 roller coasters. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a super old man. I'm 1 year out of 40, but I ain't a young man. And going on some of these drops and then getting off and walking is like, I felt my back on some of these, man. I was telling you the Joker's jinx and all that.
Yeah.
All of that I dealt with today at the roller coaster, the theme park, none of that compared to the heart attack that they gave me. I went out, I went to my car. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, come on, man. How am I going to, here he comes. Oh, great. Oh, he just threw it. Oh, no.
It's wild. It's wild. Well, what I don't understand is, obviously we understand when teams play prevent defense and things get open, but some of these throws he made on those final 2 drives were dimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the heck are these? Is this accuracy and strength every other quarter of the game?
Yeah.
They were saying. Go ahead.
I was saying one of the things they were saying, one of the the announcers were saying, and he's a quarterback that has to plant his feet. He's not one of these guys that his arm strength to be thrown off his back foot. And you saw that on the interception where he's sitting here trying to come out here and do this. He's one of those guys that has to plant his feet, and he had worked all season and we see the whole clips with Dak doing the whole hip. He worked on, getting more his hips more involved, getting that, throwing off that, like actually planting and throwing, to have more velocity on touch on his ball. So, it's clear when he tries to play this hero ball, go figure, we see what kind of things happen. But when he can do it, if he's sitting in that pocket, and kudos to our O-line, because they gave him a pocket a lot of times in that, especially in those last couple drives, it's right there. He can hit those guys, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just sat there wondering, like, well, where has this been all game? Because, like, he made a really nice throw to Sims. He made a really couple throws to Curtis Samuel on 3rd and 4th downs. They were good throws. And it's like, dude, you show that you can do this.
Yeah.
Where is this?
Where is
that? And then honestly, his escapability is, it just keeps showing so much as we talk about what are we going to do moving forward. Like in today's NFL, you cannot have pocket passers only. Look at what's happened to Matt Ryan. Look at what's happened to Carson Wentz. You have to be able to create for yourself.
Right. And those are the things. That's what separates him from a Carson Wentz. We know about Carson Wentz's arm strength, but Heinicke is Houdini when it comes to those tight spaces. I mean, I'm telling you, one time I saw that pocket collapse and he stepped in and then stepped back out and it just and he hopped around and I said, "Oh, okay." And it just it baffles me how he can just get in and out of the, like he can get what we call in football getting small, get into the tight little spot. But getting up under a defender, getting around the guy, and then his eyes are where? Downfield. Okay, boop, set it up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Will. One of the things that I fear the most, whenever you see Heinicke start pointing, and I'm like, oh wait, he's gonna try it, but how far are you trying it? Because I know you don't got it that far, man. So
no, I want him to run it. I want him to use it as a decoy the whole time. Go, and then just run.
Right. But you know what? On one of those, in that last drive, there was one situation where he looked like he was pointing and then ended up running for a first down. Mm-hmm. And I agree. That is something that I think he needs to utilize more because he has wheels, man. It's almost like a Daniel Jones. Like he has wheels. Oh, you didn't jinx me. Yeah, a bunch of people didn't. We figured it out ourselves, man. Yo. But look, let's be honest, though. Let's be very honest. And we got to move on. Heinicke, yes, he did what he had to do late in the game, and we appreciate it. But this game was won by one side of the ball, and one side of the ball only, the one that kept us in the game, held them to 3 field goals before they eventually got a touchdown on a short field. Bend, but don't break defense. Our defense without Cole Holcomb in the game. Mm-hmm. A lot of that, we were playing that five-man line. This is what keeps us in ball games. I told you it was only going to take 14. It took 17 to win, but I knew with our defense how we held them. In the first half, we held them to 3, and then we held them to field goal. So they finally got that touchdown by Nyheim Hines. But, I mean, this is what's keeping us in games, Will, man. Talk to me.
It is because the Colts were knocking on the doorstep over and over and over. I mean, we had Ellinger dropped the ball, so we had a fumble. Then we had, was it Derek Forrest, I think, knocked the ball loose out of Jonathan Taylor. These all happened at least within the 30-yard line, if not even the 20. I mean, so the Colts were getting into the red zone. They were moving the ball. And every time our defense, when it was needed, they would make a play. I mean, we talked about late in the game, Jamin Davis got beat on a throw. I was kind of doing bad there, so I didn't get to see how bad he got beat. I saw the catch, but I didn't see, did he really bite on a certain route? But then the 2 plays later, Jamin Davis comes screaming through on 3rd down, 3rd and inches, right near the goal line. He blasts the running back. They have to kick a field goal. I mean, it was a huge play, and that happened over and over. The Colts would get down there. Jonathan Allen would pierce through the offensive line and make a big tackle on 1st or 2nd down for a loss and disrupt the rhythm of that drive. Over and over, our defensive line kept making plays. The linebackers, it's crazy how they're able to. They'll give you some yardage, but then when it comes time to, they'll make the plays to make you settle for field goals and get, victories on that drive.
Oh, absolutely. We held them 5-12 on 3rd downs, and they just continue to give us opportunities, continue to give us chances. How many times after we went to that 4th and 1, and then they gave them the short field? How many opportunities did they have? Like you talked about the Jamin Davis tackle, there was 2 that where we shut them down and held them out of the end zone, and then even with the touchdown, we had them. We were stopping them, and then eventually they were able to break out and score. So, I mean, this defense, and it has its shortcomings. We saw Wild Goose had the one pass interference on a play where we had actually defended the pass. We have its shortcomings, but it's just like they have a short memory. You know what I mean? They continue to play, and and they were getting beat up. They were getting gashed in certain places, but I like right when you get to they're getting in the red zone in Indianapolis, you see Jonathan Allen come on one play and just blow up the line and just hit the guy in the backfield. You saw one play where they tried to run out, and you had who was it? Not Fuller. Somebody jumped at one of the corners.
Bobby McCain did it.
McCain, right?
I saw that. I was like, I gotta take notes because I make fun of him. Sorry, keep going. Right.
But that's exactly right, though. But they did those things, and these are little plays that are just stopping the momentum or even halting the momentum, and now they're having to rely on field goals. You know, we're holding one of the best running backs in the league, you know, and shutting him down. He had over 100, just had 76. That's a huge deal. You know what I mean? Like, we're sitting here slowly. He had under, you know, just 5 yards of carry, but at the same time, those are a couple big plays. You have the 27-yarder that he had, a couple more that were like maybe 10 plus. So, I mean, our defense held that together, and they held us, and they said, we'll give you enough room to breathe, but, you know, I feel like one point they're going to be like, help us out, you know, eventually. Yes. But they have been the calming force throughout this year. So
right, I know I really wish we could have some more turnovers in the forms of interceptions. Yeah. I wish we could be a little bit more productive there. But like I said, you know, from what we are, if they're going to give yards, but then firm up and only give up, you know, 3-point field goal opportunities and 3 points, you'll take it. Like you said, I mean, the defense is doing what we said we thought was going to happen. We thought we were going to have to win games 31-28. They're doing a little bit better than that. The offense just has never been able to come through with what we thought.
Nothing at all, man. But look, I mean, we like we said, we know what the defense is doing. They're definitely helping us out, and the offense is really hurting us. But we do need to address something that's really actually been messing us up. And there's more aspects to football than just the running, the catching, this and that. It's the clock management. It's the sitting here before each half. You hold certain amount of timeouts, 2 or 3, so that you'll be able to have that last drive to potentially produce points coming in. Now, I understand we got the ball in the second half, coming out of the second half, but still, at the end of the first half and on that last drive, there was opportunities. At one point, we gave up, I think, it was like almost a minute and a half of something where we're just sitting there like not calling timeout. It's like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Call the time. What? And you're just sitting here like, we could be running down the field or at least giving ourselves an opportunity to do that. Come on. I mean, I found myself yelling at and I was listening on the radio at this point. I was like, what? Hurry up. Hurry up. I don't get it, Will. Try to explain that to me, man.
I'm not going to be able to explain it to you because Ron Rivera has not been a good clock manager in his 3 years in Washington. So one of the pods I like to listen to is the Kevin Sheehan show. And he is obsessed with clock management. Even in situations that are do we really need to be, complaining about this? He does. So he is all about it. And I'm sure he's going to go crazy with it tomorrow morning. But he has been talking after every single game, pretty much saying how he didn't like their philosophy. And it's not new school thinking, it's old school. I can talk to you about the second half, because in the first half, honestly, I think a lot of it had to do with we're just conservative in the first half. We were conservative this entire game. And I think Ron in general, with Taylor Heinicke and just in general, the way our offense has been going is he's trying to be as conservative as he can and not make mistakes. But in the second half, as we need a touchdown to win this game, tie this game. We have a play called the 2-minute warning. We run a play to J.D. McKissick. This is on third down. It was there for the first down, but he slips. All right. So now we're down to fourth. This is the fourth down. He slips at 157. Okay. Mm-hmm. We could be calling timeout and still have plenty of time, draw up a right play, whatnot. We let the clock go all the way down to 1:30 before our next snap.
Yeah.
We get the first down. Curtis Samuel makes the catch. He falls down at 126. That's a ton of game time that we just let go off the clock. The second one that I couldn't believe is we had the ball. I think the ball was snapped on the throw to Terry McLaurin at 54 seconds. Okay. And that was one of those plays where, like you said, Heinicke did a little bit of Houdini stuff where he backed up, he went to the side, he went forward, he backed up, he avoided pressure, and then he chucked it because we had the ball at the 30-yard line. He threw it from the Colts logo at the 45. So he was 15 yards back, and he threw it to the 1-yard line to be caught. Terry caught the ball with 26 seconds left, all right? So it obviously worked out in our favor, and when it comes to, kicking off to Indy, they had very little time. But let's just say that ball isn't caught. We wasted all that time for the next play when we have to go 30 yards. And we had 2 timeouts during this. Like, we scored that game-winning touchdown still with a timeout to use. So it's like I never understand the why they don't maximize their time of play. Why do I hate when if we get the ball with 2 minutes and 30 seconds and we have 2 timeouts. To me, that 2-minute warning should be like your third time out of the drive, maybe your second time out of the drive if you have a play in the middle of the field. But Washington will run one play and let all the time bleed down into the 2-minute warning and keep those timeouts with you. And that's what I just don't understand. And that's Ron, man. He just he ain't gonna change from that, it seems like.
Yeah, that kind of it gets under my skin, man. It does, because it's really taken away. I mean, like, as if we don't have enough issues we have to deal with. It's just taking away opportunities. You know what I mean? And we have been able to run tempo. You know it. I've talked to you about it. Tempo. We do good, especially with Heinicke, when we run tempo. So it's frustrating because it seems like I remember even being in the stadium, we were just yelling and screaming, and we're doing it, talking about it. I know during the games we're yelling and screaming at him, and it's the same thing, just stoic and everything. I get it. I understand. Calm under pressure. Today, I had to be calm under pressure. I could not switch up the face at all, even though I wanted to just come through do you guys understand what's happening?
Sure.
And I get that. But at the same time, there's a certain point where I'm just do something, man. If you're gonna be calm, then I need you to sit here and figure out. Well, you can't do this. How are we seeing this, and you are allowing this stuff to happen? So that's under Ron's watch, and win is a win, but
right. Well, my theory when it comes to end of half or end of game situations is shots on goal matter. All right. So I want to go into that drive saying I have 4 plays to get a first down, and I have 4 plays to get to where I need to get the first down or get a touchdown. Like, I don't feel this need to hold on to timeouts and let the clock burn down just in case. Like, I want to take as many shots as I can to get down and get, whether I need to get in field goal range or get a touchdown. And we just seem to be so concerned about the clock as well. And we let it bleed too much. Nathan's got a decent question out there saying should the players be aware of that as well, figure it out themselves? Yeah, but I would imagine there's got to be some conversation saying where the timeouts are coming from. Right. There has to be some understanding that the players know sideline is calling this. I'm not calling this, and they're getting their orders there. So it's a good question. It's a good theory. People could be like, we need to call timeout here now, but it may not be their shot.
Right. Absolutely. So, this is something that's definitely going to need to be corrected as we go down the line. But again, like you said, this is something that has been repetitive that we've seen from him time and time again. So who knows, man? Hopefully, but I just feel like you should have somebody in there saying, clock's ticking. Hurry up. Like, you should have that type of guy. But look, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, Washington pulled it out in dramatic fashion, as I said before, 17-16 at Lucas Oil Field in Indianapolis against the Colts. Yes, they had their backup, Sam Ehlinger in the game, who had over 200 yards in his first game and did fairly decent. We helped him a little bit with that, with some of the penalties and some of the things that we had, but he didn't have such a bad game. But we held Jonathan Taylor, last year's rushing leader, under 100 yards, which was huge. And you got to think between him and a healthy Derrick Henry, that's under 200 yards. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think about that, their averages and how they normally do, that's a huge feat for that defense. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it might not show necessarily in the rankings, but our rush defense has been legit. And I'm telling you, man, talk about things to build off of. But look, we're not going to talk too much about it because we need you to tune in Wednesday night for Washington Football Weekly, ladies and gentlemen, man. Woo, Will, it does feel good though, man. It does.
I mean, 4-4 feels so much better. I told you I was texting our guy Sean, just saying, 3-5, fire the coaches. I'm thinking in my head, we're not gonna have a December to remember anymore. Right. Now we're trending towards it. It's like we're gonna need we should get a new head coach. We definitely need a new offense coordinator, definitely need a new defensive coordinator. And now you're like, we're 4-4.
We're good.
We got the season back on track. Here we go.
I'll tell you, man, a win can disguise anything, man.
It does.
It's like, yes.
Because you just feel good.
Right. Oh, man. So, yes, Ben did pick us to win this week, so I don't know how I feel about that. I appreciate it, but I don't know. But look, this was Washington post-game recap, man. I'm Sean Spencer. That's my guy, Will Kramer. Will, I love this. If we continue to get wins like this, we might need to continue this. Right. If you can get a chance on Sunday, man, realistically, all 4 teams.
That'd be wild. That would be so wild.
It would be. It would be crazy. All right, Will, man, we're going to get out of here, man.
All right. Sounds good.
Sean Spencer, Will Kramer, Washington Post game recap. We will see you next time.
Go Commanders.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go.